LW 91.7 on your FM dial.
KGO TV, Channel 7, covering Northern California. Now, Richard Brown, Carolyn Joe, Pete Giddings Weather, and Martin Wyatt Sports. This is Channel 7 News Tonight.
Kristi Yamaguchi reaches for gold in the hearts of America in her hometown Fremont. Tears and cheers.
She is now the best of the best, an Olympic champion. Good evening, I'm Carolyn Joe.
And I'm Richard Brown. From Albertville, France to the Bay Area, the world watches as Kristi Yamaguchi skated a nearly flawless performance to win the gold. Channel 7's Leslie Brinkley watched the gold-winning performance tonight with many of Kristi's hometown fans in Fremont. She joins us now from the Dublin ice rink, where Kristi celebrated many of her early victories. Leslie?
You're right, Richard. Tonight they happen to be playing hockey, but it was in this ice skating rink that Kristi Yamaguchi got her start taking ice skating lessons as a little girl. She subsequently has practiced here upon occasion and even performed here just 2 months ago in a benefit. But tonight, champion Kristi Yamaguchi was the toast of the town just down the road from here in Fremont. The girl next door is now Fremont's claim to Olympic gold as Kristi Yamaguchi wowed hometown fans here in Fremont tonight.
There was people having real euphoria and pride like it was their daughter or their sister that had won. Kristi being from Fremont, now she's from the Bay Area and the USA, and we're all sharing in the fun.
I've seen her grow and develop and get this confidence, and she's such a special young girl. And I'll tell you, at Mission San Jose High School today, pandemonium broke out.
And pandemonium tonight at this nightclub where thousands watched the figure skating finals and snatched a bit of the glory for themselves in the form of T-shirts, buttons, and hats emblazoned with Kristi's name. Now she's an inspiration to countless little wannabe gold medalists. Do you think you're going to take up ice skating now?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because my mom wants me to be a really good ice skater just like she is.
You want to start taking ice skating lessons now?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I want to be like Kristi.
I heard that from so many little girls tonight. I want to be just like Kristi. In fact, some folks are saying this could very well spur on among kids a big ice skating boom here in the Bay Area. Of course, Kristi's homecoming next month is going to be something else, parades and parties. And later on in March, Kristi's going to skate on almost home ice in Oakland at the World Figure Skating Championships, which happen to be right here in the Bay Area. Back to you, Carolyn.
Okay, thanks very much, Leslie. Well, Kristi's parents and sister were in Albertville to see her skate, but her relatives back home were out at another sports event. As Channel 7's Deborah Villalone reports, Kristi isn't the only athlete in the family.
High school basketball, big game, playoffs next week. And team captain for the Moreau Mariners, Brett Yamaguchi. Number 10 gets asked all the time about number 1, Kristi.
I definitely get hassled a lot about being Kristi's little brother or Kristi Yamaguchi's brother, but that's all fine to me. I don't really mind that.
In the stands, Brett's own rooting section, including his 78-year-old grandmother.
Any other night, Brett's whole family would be here, but they've got that other event in France. Relatives say basketball to Brett is what ice skating is to Kristi, and they're a lot alike, both shy, except in competition.
Brett misses Kristi off training in Canada, but admires her hard work. And this is a family that supports all its offspring. Their skating star, but also those just starting out.
I have 7 grandchildren. They're all the same to me. When Kristi does come home, as I've said before, she's just like another granddaughter. She's Kristi.
Tonight, as America watched Kristi claim her gold, her family taped it so that Brett would have an audience as well as his sister.
She's fulfilled her dream at the Olympics, and that's real nice.
And what's your dream?
Just to play as long as possible, keep playing.
In Hayward, Deborah Villalone, Channel 7 News Tonight.
Well, Kristi's win marks the first time in 16 years that an American woman has won the gold in figure skating. Martin Wyatt shows us the performance that clinched it for her.
I mean, just a remarkable year for 20-year-old Kristi. I mean, she won the 91 World Championships, the 92 national title, and now, of course, the dream she's carried since she was a little girl. Kristi, skating beautifully, clearly won the Olympic gold.
Great artistry, great choreography, and a big opening. Triple Lutz into triple toe loop. Triple Lutz, triple triple toe loop.
Kristi completed nearly all of her jumps, save this triple loop, but each of the top 5 finishers also took spills. As Kristi captured the goal with high artistic and expressive marks for her footwork, arm movements, and spins, her presence much better than the others. She didn't need to attempt the ultra-difficult maneuvers. What she showed was pure elegance and the artistry that has always made figure skating stand out. Kristi will bring the gold back to Fremont. And this area has been just a fountain of skating talent. Kristi joined 68 gold medalist Peggy Fleming, 88 gold winner Brian Boitano, and bronze medalist Debbie Thomas. And they're all from the Bay Area. Just a wonderful story.
Okay, thanks a lot, Martin.
Well, in other news this evening, from the drama of the Olympics to drama right here, the apartment house on Telegraph Hill. All this week, we have shown you pictures of that teetering building. And now an engineer says he may have a way to save the building from the wrecking ball. Channel 7's Michael Finney joins us live from Telegraph Hill. Michael?
That's right, Richard. The question tonight is, can that apartment building be saved? That question is being debated all around the Bay Area in Pleasanton family rooms and San Mateo bar rooms. So we thought we'd put the question to an expert. Do you see any reason to tear it down?
I don't, engineering-wise, no.
Peruz Barar is a structural engineer. He knows about shoring up buildings. He's seen the apartment, viewed Channel 7's tapes of the interior, and says the apartments can be saved.
In fact, I have a scenario that would probably work.
And here in simplified form is that scenario. Dig 2 holes, going through loose dirt and through bedrock too. It would probably mean hand digging. Then put in rebar and concrete from the bottom of that hole to the top and into the air. On top of that, put in a specialized jack to take care of the apartment house's tilt and lean.
As far as the settlement of the house is concerned, that can be jacked up and leveled, and it would be almost brand new.
None of this comes cheap, but considering the famous location, the killer views, and California housing prices, an estimate of the work sounds reasonable.
I was thinking between $500,000 to $1 million.
A lot of money, but Richard, a lot of mud slid away.
Boy, thanks a lot for that, Michael. Well, there is other news tonight. The fast-moving fire takes a life in San Francisco's Chinatown.
Controversy surrounds California's decision to make Norplant birth control available to low-income women.
And our Bay Area Focus looks at how California's lemon law can work for you. Stay tuned.
Now's the most exciting time ever to enjoy Charlie Brown's famous prime rib and shrimp scampi dinner. Because during our 27th anniversary celebration, the values have never been better. We're serving our thick, juicy corn-fed prime rib with our savory shrimp scampi. For a limited time, the complete dinner is only $12.95 during Charlie Brown's 27th anniversary celebration. Celebrate the savings at Charlie Brown's.
Before purchasing an object of considerable value, some feel it's wise to have it appraised. Appraisals are now in on the Mitsubishi Diamante. Needless to say, we're very pleased. The Diamante by Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
Singapore Airlines is adding 44 more Megatop 747s to the world's youngest, most modern fleet. But we still believe in the romance of travel. Singapore Girl, you'll always be a great way to fly.
The Dreyfus Investment Allocation Questionnaire. You fill it out, we'll fill you in. Call 1-800-DREYFUS. He's waiting. He's free.
Oakland police have a suspect in custody tonight in connection with the shooting at the Bosun's Locker Bar earlier this week. 2 people were killed and 7 were wounded last Tuesday when a gunman burst into the North Oakland Tavern. Police today arrested a man at Golden Gate Fields racetrack in connection with the shooting. Detectives say preliminary evidence points to drugs as a motive. An elderly woman is dead and one man is hospitalized, both victims of a fire that broke out late this evening in San Francisco's Chinatown. Investigators are now trying to find the cause of the two-alarm blaze. It ripped through this one-story home at 1082 Washington Street. Firefighters say the building was fully engulfed in flames by the time they arrived. In a sweeping turnabout, the state of California will offer an expensive long-term birth control device to women at little or no cost. Just last year, state officials said Norplant was too pricey, but now they want a discount from the manufacturer. That translates into free Norplants for some low-income women. The system, 6 plastic tubes inserted in the arm, releases a hormone that blocks conception. Tonight, some women are skeptical.
With the climate that's going on now, I'm concerned that like I said, this might be a kinder and friendlier introduction to systematic genocide of poor people, particularly minorities and Black Americans.
State officials say the system will be completely voluntary. Richard?
Another health story this evening. An Argentine airline has stopped flying to Peru after learning of a cholera outbreak on one of its flights. 336 people were on last Friday's Aerolíneas Argentinas flight from Buenos Aires to Los Angeles with a stopover in Lima. One passenger has died from cholera. 7 others, including a Bay Area man, have come down with the illness. The airline's Peruvian caterer is denying that they were responsible for the outbreak. In the Middle East, the conflict between Israel and Muslim guerrillas continues. Just hours after an Israeli pullout from the security zone in South Lebanon, a rocket attack on Israeli territory. A 5-year-old girl was killed. Israel had gone into southern Lebanon to destroy rocket launchers. Late today, Israel warned the Hezbollah to stop its attacks or risk more reprisals. And one of Iraq's deadliest weapons in the Persian Gulf War could soon belong to Syria, the Scud missile. Reports from the State Department say Syria is trying to buy them from North Korea. This is an advanced model of the Scud shot down so successfully by U.S. Patriot missiles, but the range of the missile means Israel could become a target. The CIA is promising to open its secret files on the assassination of John F. Kennedy. CIA Director Robert Gates made the pledge today during a speech in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He said the documents will be unsealed if Congress and the Bush administration agree to declassify them. Gates said there's no indication that the agency played any part in Kennedy's assassination, and he thinks unsealing the files will help to erase any doubt that people may have had about that.
California's lemon law is the strongest in the nation. It entitles car buyers to a new car or a refund if they get stuck with a lemon. But it's not that easy. In our Bay Area Focus tonight, experts say the law won't work unless consumers know their rights.
California's lemon law applies to new cars, vans, light trucks, and motorhomes that are purchased or leased. But that doesn't mean that if you have car troubles, you'll get a refund or a new car on demand.
Lemon law is not a lottery ticket. You're going to have, there's work that's going to have to be done. You're going to have to prove your case. Document all of your complaints whenever you go into a car dealer.
Start with the warranty booklet in your glove compartment. If it doesn't list a number for an arbitration service, then contact the new Motor Vehicle Board in Sacramento.
What type of vehicle is it?
If you've got a legitimate lemon complaint, then write or call requesting an arbitration. It'll just be you, a manufacturer's representative, and a third-party arbitrator.
So then we'll just make a note of that, and then when we come back up after inspecting the vehicle, then I'll give copies to everybody.
Some arbitration programs allow consumers to make an oral argument, but in most cases, decisions are based on your written documentation. So be sure repair orders and inspection reports are legible and in order. Still, arbitration may not get the results you want.
The car manufacturers don't always agree with the complaints. They don't always agree either with the seriousness or the number of complaints. They want to try to fix the car as opposed to replace it or give the money back because they think that's a cheaper way to go.
They do not feel a replacement vehicle is justified.
The Better Business Bureau arbitrates warranty problems for nearly 24 automakers.
We work with companies who have voluntarily agreed to have this process and to participate in it. They aren't with us because someone dragged them kicking and screaming to arbitration.
Of the 1,400 cases handled by the Better Business Bureau last year, there were 391 buybacks or replacement vehicles. Many other consumers won awards of varying degrees, but that doesn't mean consumers are happy. A survey of those who use state-certified arbitration programs showed that most felt the decisions were unfair. Despite the criticisms, supporters of the lemon law say it's the best tool that consumers have.
The consumers won something that's very important as a result of the lemon law being enacted. And the manufacturers gave up something that was quite important to them. during the enactment of the lemon law. But what you have is a balance.
A lawsuit may be the next step if arbitration doesn't work. Contact your local bar association or the Center for Auto Safety in Washington, D.C. for a list of attorneys who specialize in lemon suits. In most cases, their legal fees should cost no more than $1,000.
Still ahead, meteorologist Pete Giddings will have the Saturday forecast. Also tonight, bald eagles in the Northwest are being shot.
And later, the Red Hot Warriors go for 6 in a row. Martin Wyatt shows you the excitement.
They started running a long time ago. They attracted a lot of attention. The more they ran, the more people watched. They became household words. Everybody loves them. Alex Trebek, Vanna White, and Pat Sajak. Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, two Bay Area favorites running tomorrow at 7, only on Channel 7.
My great-grandfather was 15 when he left to seek his fortune in the Alaskan gold rush. His journals were our roadmap to adventure.
Today we crossed the Matanuska Pass, the most unforgiving country ever laid eyes on. I've heard thunder on a clear day, seen ice that don't melt even in June, and a sun that never sets.
There are things more precious than gold, and from the look on their faces, I think we found it.
Toyota 4Runner. When it comes to adventure, no one goes as far as we do.
When Jim Soames first hung out his shingle and Rose's Seafood saw her name in print, they made an important executive decision. The corporate card from American Express. And now that Bakery Corp has added more employees and Hengstenberg's has opened a second shop, they get all their expenses in one place. Keep on doing what you do best and let that corporate card do the rest. To your success.
It's huge. It's the largest new and used RV sale and liquidation in Northern California, and it's coming to the Cow Palace February 21st. See millions of dollars in inventory all in one place at one time at liquidation prices. See the new 92s and get great deals on bank and dealer repos. Talk with factory reps and get on-the-spot financing from bank reps on the premises. Don't miss the big new and used RV sale and liquidation extravaganza at the Cow Palace February 21st through March 1st. Admission is free.
The bald eagle is under attack in western Washington. At least 3 of the spectacular birds have been shot in less than a year. This one was wounded in a shooting last week. Infection almost killed her, but she's apparently on the mend now. Last month, the bald eagle died of starvation when someone shot its beak off.
On the Hawaiian island of Oahu, there are fears tonight that a surfer, missing for 2 days, may have died in a shark attack. 29-year-old Brian O'Donnell was last seen Wednesday when he went surfing. Today, a lifeguard found one of his foam boards with a big bite taken out of it. It is believed the mark was left by a shark.
And Pete Giddings is here now with a look at the weather.
Nationally, we have a front that's over the southern portion of the Sunshine State, and then a system that's rather complex. Cold, stationary, cold runs from the Atlantic all the way up to the northeastern portion of the Pacific, and our old, weak, and dying cold front that runs from Washington through central California. As we set the looper in motion, just watch around the Great Lakes all the way over to the northeast. That blob of clouds was carrying snow. An inch of snow was reported from Augusta, Holton, and Bangor in Maine, Burlington and Montpelier in Vermont. Farther west, it was an inch at Marquette and 2 inches at Huron, South Dakota. Rainfall was confined to the northwest, though it has ended for the last 6 hours and nothing over a half an inch came in. A half an inch did fall at Quileute and 3/4 of an inch at Bellingham. We ended the day with warm air circulating around the high that's sitting now in the southeast, and brought all the way up to 67 degrees. Jackson, Kentucky, and Roanoke jumped to 68, the warmest they've ever been on this date. 16 degrees below zero, the cool spot at Crane Lake, Minnesota, and all the way up to 83s at Naples and Key West, both in Florida. Well, tonight we went out to find our temperature had gone down and back up again, and now is coming down to 57. We went from 54 to 60 today, so we started the day out 8 degrees above the seasonal norm and wound up exactly where we were supposed to be at 60. It's very muggy out there, a lot of low-level residual moisture, perfect for fog conditions, so exercise extreme caution if you're going someplace in the mornings, especially through valleys. 95%, and pressure is way up there, 30, 28, and rising. Winds light and variable. We had 11/100ths of an inch of spritzels during the last 24 hours since we met. 612 for the month, 1293 year-to-date. The cool spot this morning down in the 40s again, 48 at Livermore. The warm spot, 66 in San Jose. And as Richard says, You ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to touch 70 by the time Sunday gets around. Rainfall, 44/100 of an inch at Stinson Beach, the most anywhere from this weak and dying system. Though it wasn't from the front itself, it was from the clouds ahead of the front that were running into another direction air, so that the two squeezed what moisture was available in the lower levels down, especially over the northern portion of the state. This weak and dying post-frontal trough will offer nothing for us, and the next system in the Gulf is going to go to the north, as is the system that's now in the mid-portion of the Pacific. So until we see some change going from a ridge, that is from the southwest up to the northeast, we're going to be high and dry for a while. Look how the high tried to break down the clouds. It just couldn't do it until tonight. Now you can see the front actually falling apart. Small craft advisories rolling up on the north coast. So the Friday night forecast. It is a go-do-it weekend. Clouds and a little wet, then sunny and warm it will get. A couple of spritzels in the morning. By afternoon it should be sunny. The main thing to caution you about, fog in the valleys. And don't forget there's an avalanche warning, so if you're skiing, stay inbounds. Temperatures 40s to 60s.
So it won't tee off till what, after 9?
Till after 9.
All right, Peter. Well, it was a big night of the annual Sportsman's Club. There's something in the air there. Sorry. It was at the annual Chinese Sportsman's Club banquet in San Francisco tonight. The club was founded more than 50 years ago to help needy people and deserving charities. And more than 400 people were at tonight's dinner, including two very familiar faces. Not those two, but our Terrelyn and Pete Giddings were there. The Sportsman's Club is a big supporter of the Little People fishing program. There they are.
Thanks very much, Pete. Thank you so much.
How come I was here and you guys were out having dinner?
Got to know the right people.
Yeah, I guess so. That's great.
It's a lot of fun. When we come back, Martin Wyatt has sports, and giant frogs are this man's passion.
We interrupt this recession for an important announcement. Payment Protection Plus is here. Buy or lease a new Volkswagen now, and if you incur a layoff during the first 3 years of your finance contract, we'll cover your car payments. Plus, we'll cover your car insurance payments. And the best part, you never have to pay us back. Up to $500 a month for up to a full year. Payment Protection Plus. Call now. It's revolutionary, and it's only from Volkswagen.
Many airlines offer reduced rate fares. Unfortunately, that's not all they've reduced. It makes you wonder, what's next?
I'd appreciate it. Do you have 4 quarters for $1? Anybody have 2 quarters for $1? Yes, miss, do you have 2 quarters for $2? 2 quarters for $5, please? Oh, boy, I'd appreciate it.
On Alaska Airlines, we have low fares too, but you'd never know it by the way we treat you.
Eye gels, eye creams. Here's a totally unique formulation. Liqui Cream, now Time Zone Eyes from Estee Lauder. It creates a new surface on your skin with ultra-hydrating emollients. You'll see it dramatically diminish the appearance of lines, dark circles, and puffiness. Now receive a free 8-piece gift, including a cosmetic bag when you purchase Time Zone Eyes or any Estee Lauder product. This gift is yours through March 7th at Macy's.
Sir, there's a gentleman on the phone from MCI. He says their friends and family plan can save us quite a bit of money.
Tell the young gentleman we have quite enough money already. And while you're at it, throw another $25,000 on the fire. There's quite a jewel tonight.
For those who need an even greater incentive, we're now offering $20 in free long distance if you join MCI and friends and family. We sure hope that's enough.
A joint space venture between the United States and Russia may not be far off. Russian officials have offered NASA the use of their Mir space station. Later tonight on Nightline, Ted Koppel will be talking to a couple of Soviet cosmonauts who are orbiting the Earth in the Mir station. In fact, one of them has been up there since last May, and he will tell you why he's been unable to get back home.
That's a strange story.
Cab fare, you think?
He needs a little
cab fare.
The Warriors were in space tonight.
Man, hey, the East Bay just won it all tonight. We
Didn't
had
they?
Kristi, the Warriors, and all. I mean, talking about playoff intensity, end-to-end action. The Warriors without Chris Mullin. He's got a bad back. They bury Phoenix 123-115 for their 6th straight win. Tim Hardaway and the Suns' Kevin Johnson went at each other like old-time gunslingers. I mean, they had a showdown. Kevin Johnson, he just smoked from the opening. Former Cal star, so quick. Flew past Warrior defenders for the layup. KJ with 32 points and 13 assists. But Tim Hardaway answered whenever KJ called. Look at him, blow past KJ, goes left-handed for the layup. Hardaway led a second-half barrage. Billy Owens, look at him, pulled down the rebound. Somehow he's going to spot Sharunas Marshallonis. Great pass for the easy two. Sharunas with 21 off the bench. Billy Owens would lift his game in the final period. Look at him drive the lane for two-handed dunk over two Suns. Billy with 16 points, Warriors by 10 late. But Tim Hardaway was scintillating. He'll stick the three in KJ's face. Tim with 30 points, 11 assists, 19 points in the second half to lead the Warriors to the season-high 6th straight victory. Yeah, scintillating. Kristi Yamaguchi's figure skating gold plus the bronze by Nancy Kerrigan means the U.S. women have won 8 of the 10 medals for the U.S. team in these winter games. Yes, the women have simply been outstanding. Kristi, with her elegant and artistic performance, becomes the first U.S. woman to win the figure skating gold since Dorothy Hamill back in 1976. She was clearly the winner. Japan's Midori Ito moved up from 4th to capture the silver with a routine that was marred by a fall. She also scaled down a triple jump to a double during the performance. And Maine's Nancy Kerrigan. She missed several elements, fell on a triple loop that killed her chances for the gold, but she held on and took the bronze medal, edging the other American, Tanya Harding. The U.S. Olympic team saw the Russian team unified, score 3 third-period goals to break a 2-all tie. This eliminated a shot at the goal for the U.S. team. They fell 5-2. They will meet now Czechoslovakia for the bronze medal. That is tomorrow evening. The Sharks, in a game with a lot of fisticuffs, could not handle Vancouver center Arvel Bergray. The Canucks with 3 unanswered goals for a 5-3 victory. Now, the Shark link Gats. Look at him. Sucker punch Gino Adjic. These guys had a running battle all night. Lots of penalties. Second period, Sharks shorthanded. Paul Fenton takes a great pass, one-on-one, sends the Sharks ahead 3-2, and things looked rosy. But Vancouver came back with 3 goals. Look at Harvel Beret with only a tiny angle. Makes it some kind of way. His second goal of the night, and that game was on ice, so to speak. Yeah, corner phrase. 5-3 Vancouver. The Pilots of St. Joseph's honored the final home game of a player and a team that will be a legend in Alameda. St. Joe's Jason Kidd in his final game, the Pilots routed Piedmont 84-42. Kidd here with 2 of his 11 points. All the parents of St. Joseph's State Championship defending team honored also. And there's Jason's folks courtside there with the flowers. Kidd was content to play an all-around game. Watch his assist here. He had a quadruple double, 11 points, 12 assists, 11 steals, and 10 rebounds, and they won going away. Spring training, it started today. Boom, baseball time. Hey, the A's and the Giants open their camp today. We'll be out there next week. Dan Leffert will be all live from Arizona.
Great.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Okay. Finally tonight, some fierce competitors could be ready for a comeback at the next Calaveras frog jumping contest, folks. Trainer Andy Kaufman showed off his favorite specimen at a Seattle elementary school today.
Say hello to Mondo.
At 10 pounds, Mondo is officially the world's largest frog. The South African frog stirred controversy at the Calaveras jumping contest last year. In the end, Kaufman says the frogs just got stressed out. Too much publicity, he says, so he gave them a year off.
You think Mondo can do a triple axel?
Yeah.
That's probably why he's off. He couldn't
That's right.
handle it. That is Channel 7 News tonight. Thanks for watching.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.